What's up, everybody? I'm so glad to have you guys here. Thank you again for joining my YouTube channel. If you could go ahead and subscribe and like this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about the speech helpers today. We're going to review some of the videos that we have before, and this is going to be a review for those that watch these videos. It's also going to be something new and a condensed video for those that are just now joining my channel. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. As a reading specialist, I love to talk more about the different speech helpers. I've been teaching reading for the past 5 years. I absolutely love it, and I love to share more about what I have learned. So as we go on today, we're going to talk about the different types of sounds. So we have 4 different types of sounds. I'm going to go ahead and put a poster right over here on the video so that way you can see. We're going to talk about the first speech helper. The first thing you might think of is our lips. When we're using our lips to make sounds, we have them put together, or sometimes they're pulled apart. So lips can make sounds like You're going to learn that whenever we use these 4, they aren't always going to be used by themselves. Sometimes you use 2 of them together. And you might notice that as we go on and talk about the second one. So the second one we're going to talk about today is the teeth sounds. When we talk about the teeth sounds, we are using our teeth. That is the second of the 4 sounds that we use. When we use our teeth sounds, we're saying letters like, you notice that I used my teeth when I said that sound. If you can think of other letters, go ahead. We're going to review those in the next videos. So if you want to stick around to learn more about what teeth sounds we make, go ahead and like and subscribe. And press the notification bell just so that way you can get notifications when a new video comes up. Alright, let's move on to the next one. I feel like a magician over here. I'm really not, but bye. We're going to talk about the tongue sounds, okay? So when we talk about the tongue sounds, we are using our tongue to make the sound. It's like one of our helpers. Whenever we use our tongue, we're saying sounds like yes. I also used my lips, didn't I? But the main part that I used, we call this a tongue sound, like T. Let's move on to our last sound. Our last sound is our boing, our nose helpers. So our nose helpers is one of those that is not used as often as the other 3. The other 3 are a little bit more popular. So it sounds like We are using our nose, but we're also using our lips. Yeah, we use both of them at the same time. In this picture, we first talked about our lip sounds. So our lips actually make different shapes, which are really important because whenever we can see our lips making a certain shape, we also can notice what sound we are making. Whenever we associate our lips with a certain sound, it becomes like a muscle memory. When we have muscle memory, it's just something that we automatically do. Like when we are talking, our lips automatically move. When we are writing, our hands automatically just start writing. There are so many things that our muscle memory does just on its own. But once we learn these different types, they're going to become muscle memory. So for our lips, I'm going to put a whole new poster up here. And this poster is going to talk about our mouth shapes. So first mouth shape we're going to talk about is the one up here on the top. This one is our smile. So when you make certain sounds, you are using your smile shape. So if you are looking at a word and you aren't using the smile shape, when you know that it is associated with that certain shape, you will know you are correct or you are incorrect. Your mouth will just use muscle memory to do it. When we are smiling, we might make sounds like E or I, A, A. You'll notice that my mouth is going down. Well, that leads us to our second mouth shape over here. The second mouth shape is our oval. So our mouth can make like an oval shape. What we're going to do is in the next few videos, if you like and subscribe and continue to watch my videos on this channel, you're going to notice that we are going to talk about this thing called the vowel valley. And we're also going to talk about consonant city. So both of those are really important because they have very distinct ways to help us learn how to say these sounds. So if you notice when I was saying this, E, I, A, A. I'm smiling, but my mouth is starting to go into an oval. So I'm going to go ahead and make the oval shape and swing to my third lip sound. So I'm going to go E, I, A, A, ah, ooh, ooh. So did you notice that my mouth went from a smile down to an oval and back up to round? We are going in a circle, kind of like our mouths. They are a circle, right? That's the shape of our mouths. And those are the main types of our mouth shapes that we are using. We're going to go back to the types of sounds, and we're going to talk about the third sound on this poster, which is our hung, hung. We're going to let our tongue sound, right? So if you look at this poster, there are 3 different types of tongue positions. We have the front, we have the central, and we have the back. It's really weird how like our tongues just automatically do these things. Really helpful to know exactly where our tongue is supposed to be with each of these sounds. Sometimes the tongue is supposed to be in the front. It is like the tip of your tongue. So when we were talking in one of my first videos, we talked about how our speech helpers, we have our tongue, but we also use the tip of our tongue. But we're going to go ahead and focus on the front part. When we're talking about the front, there are different sounds that go with the tip of our tongue. So when we're using the tip of our tongue, we might have sounds like oh. You saw that my tongue was at the front. If you can, go ahead and pause this and go grab a mirror. So now that we have a mirror in front of you, you're going to go ahead and look inside of the mirror. When you make the sound oh, you notice that your tongue is at the front. When you're making sounds that are at the front, you're using the tip of your tongue. Let's go ahead and talk about the second one. So the second one on this list is the central part. That is when the tongue body is near the midpoint of your mouth. Like your tongue is not touching anything. Let's go ahead and move on to the last one, which is in the back. The most common tongue positions you're going to be using is at the front, but there is also a few that you will be using at the back. So that's when your tongue is pulled towards the back of the mouth. So you're using the back of the tongue to make a sound. Sounds like g, g. Or you're using sounds like k. Those 2 different sounds are ones that you use in the back. Those are the 3 different tongue positions. The last thing we're going to talk about is, all right, we were talking about all those tongue positions. I'm getting tongue tied. We're going to go ahead and move on to this last poster. This is about the sound. So we either have a voice on or we have a voice off. So when we're talking about our voice off, we refer to those as quiet sounds. When we talk about our voices on, we're talking about a loud sound. Let's talk about the quiet sound first. So quiet sounds are, if you can see this radio up here, it doesn't have any of like the sound coming out of it, like music. Refer to this as a quiet sound, and so this image is really helpful for us to see a radio that's not making sound. Whenever we feel our vocal cords moving, those are going to be the loud sounds down here at the bottom. So those loud sounds are when our voice is on, like the sound is louder. Our vocal cords are vibrating when we make that sound. Go ahead and put your hand to your throat or on your neck, and when you make the s or sound, it is quiet. Your voice is off and it is not buzzing. Let's go ahead and try like zzz or mm. Whenever you make those sounds, you can feel those are loud and your voice is on and your vocal cords, like you should be able to feel it buzzing. Go ahead. Try zzz or mm. You can feel your vocal cords moving, which is so cool because when we know certain sounds are supposed to be on and some sounds are supposed to be off, we know which one we're supposed to be using. So these are our volumes. Last but least, we're going to go ahead and talk about how there are short sounds and there are long sounds. When we talk about short and long sounds, these refer mostly to the vowels. Vowels have lots of different sounds. Yay! Thank you, English language, for being so difficult. Let's go ahead and talk about this first one up here. Long sounds are when you can keep making the sound, but short sounds are when they are pretty abrupt. So when you go like what or k or d, all of our consonants, most of them have short sounds. Our vowels have short and long sounds. This could be my microphone. So those are the different types of speech helpers that are all condensed into this video. Yay! Thank you for joining Reading to Soar. I hope that you guys learned something new. As always, it's a great day to learn something new. Go ahead and like and subscribe this video. Turn on the notification bell to get the next video. Hope that you guys join us next time. Have a great day. Time to zoom into the next.